welcome to Investment Trends. It's good that you could join us today on our program. Today we're talking about the Ready to Work program. Now, the Zambia Development Agency and Barclays Bank have partnered to assist youths in Zambia be able to find employment. And of course, this means there's need for a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity in order to ensure that we have employment for the young people, especially those who are going into entrepreneurship. In this vein, they have partnered to start up a project called the Ready to Work project, which is our focus today on the program. And my guest today is Mr. Gabriel Musentekwa, who is the manager training at the Zambia Development Agency, and he'll be able to explain to us what this program is all about. Hello and welcome to the program, Mr. Musentekwa. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very exciting project, I must say. We've seen that a lot of young people in Zambia today are getting into entrepreneurship. They're coming up with innovative and creative ideas, but sometimes it's sort of difficult for somebody to start up, put it together, and sort of even have your idea understood by others. Tell me about this program that you've started with Barclays Bank.
Thank you very much, Chilufia. The Zambia Development Agent has actually partnered with the Barclays Bank. Yeah, we are looking at the youths because the youths forms a larger part of the population. And this is a resource that we want to tap into. As we look at them as innovative, they are quite creative, and these, we can be able to use them, to enhance our economic development. Now, if you look at the National Youth Policy, it brings out the key areas that actually are looking at or focusing on employment creation as well as the entrepreneurship development. So it's in this respect that ZDA has partnered with the Barclays Bank so that we are able to bring about employment creation, even as well as the entrepreneurship, because we would want to see that most of these entrepreneurs who are youths, as well as those that are coming from tertiary institutions, are put into the right perspective for them to be productive. Yeah. And then if you look at the program that we are running in partnership with the Barclays Bank, it's looking at two issues. We are looking at one, the employment, looking at how employable they may be as they are coming out of the tertiary institutions. Then on the other aspect, we're also looking at how we can fuse them into the mainstream of the economy through entrepreneurship. So we are touching two areas, employment as well as entrepreneurship.
All right.
Yes.
We've seen that there are a lot of startups in, Lusaka, for example, has quite a number of startups and in various industries. So my question to you is, what kind of youths are you targeting and how many will be able to benefit from this program?
Basically, we are targeting the youths that are coming from the tertiary institutions, colleges, universities, and the like. So these are the ones that we are trying to mobilize and then take through the programs. Because if you can bear with me that most of these who are coming from school, their minds are to get into employment. And then as they are trying to get into employment, they are not ready to go into employment. So we want to bridge that gap so that we make them ready for them to start up the employment and then be able to stay within the employment. So the number that we are looking at is, we are looking at a total number of 400 youths, 200 coming from the tertiary institutions, and then the other 200 are entrepreneurs. These are the ones that are doing one thing or the other. They're already running businesses or would want to go into business. Yeah, so these are the basics one that we are looking at. And then under those that are in entrepreneurship, we have also divided them into two. One part is those that are running various types of business in various sectors. Then the other ones, we are focusing on the ones that are coming from the leather and leather-based sector, subsector of the manufacturing sector.
All right.
Yes.
Right. So looking at the form, I've seen that there's a subdivision of work or employment. How are you balancing the two? How are you mixing the two? How is it working?
It's working out in such a way that we have a modality that we are using to actually get the youths that are coming from the schools, and majorly the tertiary education, because these are ready for going into employment. But in most cases, you will agree with me, people or institutions will ask for, we need your experience, 2 years experience, 3 years experience.
No, you don't have to mince your words. They'll ask you for 5 years experience.
Even
which you
5
don't
years
have.
experience, you're right, yeah. But now, for those that are coming from school, it may be very difficult for them to actually get that. But this program, the way we are trying to work it out is that we would want it to help them, you know, come up with a bit of experience that may be required for them to go into employment. Because we are working out a way of pushing them into internship thereafter, so that from there a bit of experience can be gained. Then later on, they will be able to find formal employment.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you targeting different parts of the country? How wide is this program going to go?
At the moment, we are focusing on Lusaka. Yeah, we are still looking for other partners, or maybe after we have finished with this program, Barclays Bank might actually come in again so that we can go around, you know, the country. We're also looking for other partners who can still come on board, who we can partner with, and then extend the program to other areas. Because Lusaka is not Zambia, actually.
Exactly. Is there a timeline to this program?
Yeah,
project?
This project actually is a 1-year project.
Okay.
So we are starting in June, and then by June next year, we'll be able to finish up the program. Yeah.
All right. Right, exciting stuff. So I do know some personal friends of mine who are entrepreneurs out there, and they're looking to be a part of such a venture where they can learn and be able to interact and network with other entrepreneurs and other people who are looking to get into that. But we spoke to Barclays Bank, who is a partner on this particular program, to understand also their involvement and why they feel it's important to have such kind of ventures. Let's take a listen to this.
So Ready to Work was created by Barclays after various consultation with educational bodies across Africa. It is a Pan-African initiative that we're rolling out across Barclays Africa countries. Ready to Work helps young people build the skills they need to make that critical transition from education to the world of work or self-employment. It is offered via a digital or face-to-face curriculum focusing on 4 core areas, namely work skills, people skills, money skills, and entrepreneurial skills. As Barclays, we know we cannot deliver Ready to Work alone. We recognize the importance of working in partnerships with organizations like ZDA. ZDA will train 450 young people in Ready to Work, enterprise development, and skills development. So Zambia, like most African countries, is not immune to the issue of youth unemployment. And what Ready to Work does is give the young people the right skills they need to make that critical transition from education to work. We're actually prepping up the young people to better their job options and also self-employment options. In 2016, we launched our shared growth ambition with a focus on 3 key areas, namely education and skills, enterprise development, and financial inclusion. Under education and skills, we launched an employability tool called Ready to Work, which I've already spoken about. Under enterprise development, we're looking at working with various institutions to empower our SME clients. And under financial inclusion, we launched an Ignition account targeted for young people that are studying. Our shared growth ambition is about doing business that provides our clients, customers, shareholders, and communities access to a prosperous future. When our clients and customers thrive, we thrive as Barclays. When the communities in which we operate thrive, we do so as Barclays. As society prospers, we prosper as Barclays. And this year, we were awarded the best bank in Zambia by Global Finance, a testimony to our shared growth ambition.
All right, so that was just a quick word from Barclays Bank, who have partnered with the Zambia Development Agency on a program they are calling Ready to Work Project. Now, this is something that is good for the entrepreneurs and all those young men and women who are coming from tertiary institutions looking to get into the job market or to start up something of their own. This will be something that will guide you and teach you and show you the way. I'm sure this is something that ZDA is very proud of, holding them in hand to show them how it's done.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at the way the program is actually being handled in terms of hand-holding these youths, so that they are able to come up, to speed, so that they are able now to have all the programs that are needed to be done with them. What we are doing is that for those that are coming from school, we have a few issues that we are taking them through. For example, we take them through work skills.
Okay.
Yeah, and under that, we're trying to look at how well and best they can be able to come up in terms of creating their own CVs. Others may not know how to do it. Yeah, and then also to identify as well as pursuing, the target of what they want to achieve in life. So each and every person should have something that he wants to achieve in life. So we want to help them focus and then be able to come out and ensure that they have the right things. Also, most of them may not have gone through interviews, job interviews. And as a result, we also want to take them through how to go about the job interviews so that they are able to prepare. The other thing that we also want to take them through is, the world of work, how to get in as well as how to stay in. Okay. That is quite critical in their training that we are trying to offer to them. There's also people skills. They will need to develop effective communication. They will need also to understand emotional intelligence, because the workplace is a different ballgame from the school. So they need to understand all those issues before they get into employment. The other issue is also concerning the money skills. Okay, money is one item or issue that they need to actually familiarize with, in terms of, they need the guidance to create their own budgets. What goes into the budget, and how they should be able to handle the budget in terms of spending and saving. Because if we inculcate the culture of saving as at this time, then we are also helping the economy in terms of much savings will go into the banks and then the lending out, just like that, so that most of the monies will actually be able to circulate within the economy. They also will need to be taught about credit and how they can take credits to their advantage, because credit can actually push a person away from where the person might have been going in terms of wanting to reach where they want to be. Yeah. On the entrepreneurship part, we are trying to bring them to understand the concepts of entrepreneurship, what entrepreneurship is all about, who an entrepreneur is, okay, and what are some of the characteristics that entrepreneurs should be able to have. Apart from that, we are coming up with, pointing to them that others have gone into entrepreneurship, and it's possible that they too can go into entrepreneurship. And then the other aspect that we are looking at is trying now to handhold them. This is where we now say, well, we have told you what entrepreneurship is all about. We've also shown you people who have gone into entrepreneurship. Now we want to take you through so that you are able to feel the taste of being an entrepreneur. Okay. So the training that we are taking them through will actually expose them to a lot of activities where they will be able to run even a business within that training, so that they are able to understand few issues about running a business, starting a business, and how to go about it. So
Right.
handholding actually is quite key.
Yes.
Yes.
It's quite a very big project from the aspects that you've brought out just by talking about how you'll be taking them through the different areas, creating junior CEOs.
Exactly.
You know, I know that ZDA also has a section where you have incubators, where you help startups and you teach them, show them how to do their proposals, how to pitch to different you know, investors and people fund them and whatnot. Is this something that ZDA is doing for the first time in terms of working with newly graduated students from tertiary institutions and those entrepreneurs who are already out there working?
Well, Shurifia, this is not the first time that ZDA is working on a project like this one. We also worked on a few other projects. One of them is Building Young Future. Okay, in this program, we covered about 16 districts within this nation. And we are looking at the youths that are running businesses and those that are going into businesses. We were able to mentor them, to coach them, so that they are able to enter into business and remain into business. You know, you may be aware that, you know, the number of people that are entering into business, youths inclusive, is quite huge within the nation of Zambia. But the unfortunate thing is that most of these that will enter into employment, into entrepreneurship, after 3.5 years, most of them, the businesses go down. So that's why we normally have to come up with the coaching, the mentorship, and then as well as hand-holding them so that they are able to pull through that period. And once they go through that period, then it becomes easy for them now to stand on their feet, and then they should be able to go ahead. Yeah,
right.
So that is one of them. The other one that we are running is the program where we are partnering. We've partnered in a way with the GMT, that is Gracia Machel Trust. We have trained quite a good number of their women, not youths this time. So we've focused on the women who are in business. And quite a good number of them have gone through the program that we will also be able to expose the youths to, which is the Empretech training. The Empretech comes from two Spanish words, Emprendedo Tecnología, meaning entrepreneurship and technology. So this has a methodology that actually, you know, handholds and makes, you know, entrepreneur realize who they are and what they ought to be for them to go into business.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious also to find out, and maybe even for the viewers, the impact that Barclays Bank is bringing on this project. I know you already do these training programs at ZDA, but partnering with a bank, what does this do for this project?
You know, in partnering with this bank, the impact that we expect is that if you look at the industrialization and job creation strategy paper under Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, it requires that the nation comes up with about 1,000 jobs, okay? And then looking at also our strategic plan, it's also giving out, you know, the objectives and actions that should feed into, you know, the industrialization and job creation strategy paper. Yeah. So if you look at our mandate, it has that part, a component of job creation. So whatever we'll be doing in the Ready to Work program will actually be able to feed into this. Yeah. If you look at the entrepreneurship, you expect about 400 to be trained. And then if one has to start up a business, may not be running all over alone, we'll be able to employ 1 or 2 people. Okay? And then if you look at some of the MSMEs, most of them will have a maximum of 10 people employing and the minimum of 1. That is, if the person is running alone. Yeah. Now, if you say each person that actually goes through the program is able to employ about 10, that will give us almost about 10 times 400. It will come, okay, by 200, because the 200 are the ones that will go into entrepreneurship. Yes. That will give us almost 2,000 people that will come on board. So that actually will create an impact in terms of our work at the Zambia Development Agency, as well as in the nation as a whole. Yeah.
All right. So people are probably wondering, how can they access all this? How can they get more information? Where do they get the forms from so that they're assessed as to whether they qualify or not?
They are supposed to, we have a website. Yeah, within our website, that's where the form is. Okay. We have put a form under the website. We have also put a link where they should be able to throw those applications. Mm-hmm. And then those that can just come straight to the office, we will be able to attend to them. We have officers who are actually ready, receiving them, the applications, and then processing them. And once the processing has been done, then we will be able to have them on board.
All right. Your final words as we end the program?
Thank you very much. I think my final words are that, the young people that are being trained for ready to work should be able to know and understand that what is happening is actually an investment into them. And any investment actually should have some returns coming out. So we expect them to be quite innovative, quite active, so that they can contribute positively to this national economy.
All right. Well, Mr. Musentekwa, thank you so much
for
coming through to the program. Okay. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. So that is the Ready to Work program that is being done by Barclays Bank and the Zambia Development Agency, something that will be able to help the youth in this country be able to find jobs. And for those who are looking to get into entrepreneurship, or you're already in it, this is something that will be useful for your life in growing your business and contributing to the growth of the economy of Zambia. This is where we wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week with another interesting program. Bye-bye.